Welcome back to Your View.
All right, before we invite our guest, we have our coach, I'll say,
yes,
Your Views coach, Richmond Dyer Johnson. He called in to check us on us. RDJ, are you there?
I can hear you clearly. Good morning, Mariah.
Good morning, sir.
Lovely ladies on the set.
How are we doing today?
We're doing jolly well, jolly marvelous. Mariah, why are you putting on that accent?
Because I'm talking to you, RDJ. When I talk to you, I have to put it on.
Let me make a quick correction. The name is Richmond Dyer
Richmond.
That's what I said.
I'm not Richard Johnson.
He's not Richard.
And I was listening to your conversation with keen interest. And I apologize that it was difficult for me to get through earlier.
Okay.
I think what's critical for us to know is that...
Oh, no.
Do you see how I sat up? Immediately I heard the accent, I just sat up.
No,
what is important for us to know, it has nothing to do with the accent. It's more of your knowledge of English language and your grammar. I was born in Lagos. I went to a primary school in Yaba. I went to secondary school in Surulere. Unfortunately, I've lived most of my adult life in England. But I spoke better English before I left the shores of Nigeria.
Which is important.
In fact, the ability to speak well earned me a few bob in England and never needed to put on an English accent for me to communicate effectively. What we must have at the back of our minds here, lovely ladies, learn to speak proper grammar.
Okay, all right.
Get the tenses right. And people would understand you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
I felt it in my
All right, let me come talk. He's an entrepreneur.
Okay.
He's a philanthropist. He's a politician, an industrialist. He's the youngest billionaire in Nigeria. Is that true?
God.
Hey. And he recently won a ticket for the 2019 House of Representatives election. Welcome with us, Shina Peller. Good to have you here. Before we get into discussing you, your business, your political ambition, also, what are your thoughts on this issue of accents? I mean, you employ people in your clubs, in different spheres of business. Is that a recommendation to be employed?
No, it's not a recommendation. But I just feel like once you can be able to pass a message, accent or no accent, I'm not a fan of accent.
Right, fantastic. Okay, cool. All right, so that's
You let him off too easy.
Yeah, that's
Do you employ people that have the H factor?
No.
So accent affects it.
But that's not an accent.
It's an accent.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not.
I think that's a speech deficiency.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
When you have the factors,
Right.
I had to train.
So it's not a requirement for you to hire anybody. You just come in as long as you can communicate. All right, cool. So let's go into our conversation with you. Congratulations on the ticket you got. Oh, actually, you've been elected.
Yes.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Please clap for our guest. Now, one of the reasons why we wanted to have this conversation with you, because we need to understand how you got here. We are all clamoring for young people to get into politics. Everybody wants it to be served to them a la carte. Everybody wants some godfather to just say, okay, you're next in line, yeah, go. But we've seen you grow, start a business, run a business. How did you take it from that point? Has politics always been in the picture? Have you always wanted to do something in politics? Or because we've also seen lots of young people. We saw Fela Drote, we saw Kingsley Moghalu, we saw even the singer, Banky W.
Yeah.
They just woke up one morning and say, okay, I'm going to run, because obviously everybody's frustrated. Yeah. But somehow you took it through steps by step, and you got to this point where you've been elected. Please run us through the process so that if we're going to copy that format, we know that that's how to get into politics.
Okay. I've never looked into politics as an option for me.
Okay.
You know, I've always been focused on my businesses. And, you know, it just got to a stage that we cannot keep folding our arms, you know, and watch things go bad. Most importantly, I have been a philanthropist, you know, for at least a better part of my life. You know, I've done a lot of things for, you know, public schools in Lagos. You know, even we have this school called Pacheli School for the Blind, where I give scholarship to at least one student every year, you know, from the school in the last 4 years or 5 years now. So, but for me, I've always focused on just helping people. But we got to a stage when my people started asking me to come into politics. And when I say my people, I mean people across board, even across several parties. You know, talk of people from APC, from PDP, even traditional rulers, community leaders, students, you know, market women. Everybody wants me, you know, wanted me to come into politics.
One of the criticism that, you know, most people who vied for the presidency this last elections was that, you know, we criticized them that why didn't they start from where you're starting? And most of them will say you're not provoked as I am. Leadership is the issue. So why did you now opt for the lower chamber instead of, you know, going all the way to the presidency or even vying for Senate president?
The problem affecting our country is too big that if you want to start, I think you have to start from the scratch. For me, I believe in setting up my own structure. And it's like a builder that wants to build a skyscraper, and you're taking over the building from like the 5th floor. You don't know the integrity of the foundation, you know, of such buildings. So I want to have my own foundation. I want to build something from scratch that we can be able to work on.
Right.
Yeah.
So looking at your track record, I know that you have capacity, and I believe that politics is all about having values, ideologies, capacity, which I believe you have following your track record. You've had successful businesses. You still have successful businesses. You're a billionaire. But I have to put that out there. But I do not understand why you decided to get into politics, because I know that a lot of philanthropists, by the time they finally get into politics, they are, especially in our country, Nigeria, what's the guarantee that you won't be stifled and your voice will not be heard and you may not be able to make as much impact?
Considering your state is now PDP.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even at present, I can say that before I got elected, my voice has been heard, you know, already. And voice has been heard, you know, already. And I don't see myself as a quiet person when, you know, I'm doing something. You know, I want to be known for whatever that I do. And even going back home, I could have run in Lagos, you know, but I see, you know, where I come from, Okun, as a place, you know, that is so backward. And I believe that a lot of the resources there is being untapped, and I just feel that I need to give them a purposeful representation.
Let me go to Okun, because I was at your mother's 70th birthday a couple of years ago, and I saw that you were hands-on. You entered, I didn't even know it was you. You were just there with everybody else, carrying drinks, taking table, moving chairs. And I'm thinking, that's the son of the celebrant. You think that you back home waiting for everybody to get it done. And then I saw the laughing showed up, the Obas in the community. It was then I knew that your political ambition was obviously practically sealed. Because for these people to gather and come for your mom's 70th birthday, it carried a lot of weight for me. What have you identified in your community exactly to fix? Because people just say, I want to help, I want to give back, but they don't have a clear vision, a clear objective, a clear agenda. It's just, I want to get into politics. What did you identify in Okun that you feel that you can actually participate to fix, that those Obas believed in you to actually come and support you?
First of all, I see Okun as one of the richest regions in Nigeria.
Okay.
Trust me. And although, you know, most of the resources there are untapped, if, like they say, Okun occupies the largest landmass area in Oyo State, and Okun is the food basket of Oyo State.
Wow.
So, and I feel that we have not been, you know, duly represented in the past, so which is one thing I want to do. And at the same time, I want to make Okun a land where peace, unity, and progress reign, you know, whereby I can be able to achieve a model constituency that every constituency in Nigeria will emulate.
Fantastic. Okay, let's go on a break. When we come back, you are very comfortable. We're going to make you uncomfortable when we come back. Stay with us, Ubega.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So we still have a young man, young politicians in our building. Let's start with Mariam.
So we heard the not too young to rule mantra, and we guess that's why a lot of you came on board. Yeah. But a lot of people have said it's not really about being not too young. It's not too poor to rule, and you're a billionaire, as they say. how did it affect your success in your political, ambition? How did it must have, played a part in where you find yourself today?
Not a successful businessman.
Not a successful businessman that he got to
get the resources to spend.
The resources that you...
No, I did not spend the money that I did not have to spend.
Yeah,
but what I want to say is about the Not Too Young to Run bill, which the president passed. It's going to help a lot of people, encourage a lot of us, to go into politics. But the most important thing that I think that we should understand is making ourselves available to participate actively in politics.
If you don't have the money, can you
Definitely, we will get to that point. In Nigeria, when they pass a bill or when something like that happens, we just want something that will happen automatically. No, it doesn't happen like that. Let us be available first to work. Let us join. I know. No, for me, listen, I know what you're talking about. What you're talking about, for me, apart from paying for
the form,
which, for a ruling party, I expect the form to be like the highest in cost because it's the ruling party.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So, and if you look at the cost for the form, compared to this last election, compared to 2015, you should expect some sort of inflation.
Right. Okay, so it's not necessarily, let me just clarify something. It's not necessarily a bad thing to have the money to be able to do this, because the way I see it, if you can afford your form, you don't have someone who pays for it and then is pulling the strings. So it's a good, I want you to...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And if you look at...
Even then, we always say, whose interest? You're a billionaire. You could create factories in Okun and do things, and but you went to the House of Reps to pass bills. Do you understand? So the monies you spend, is it whose interest exactly? Is it tomorrow now you get into politics and it will be about you and what you have spent and trying to recoup?
It is not about me. It is about the people. And don't forget, I just said something now before we went on break, that I've been a philanthropist. So for me, I have not seen it as spending because it's something that I do normally. Going back home during the Congress, I was able to travel around and see that my people do not have access to potable water. I decided to give them 16 bowls. You understand? Because it's something I would do, whether I run or I do not run. Okay. And I even did that before I even got a ticket. You understand? So if I had not gotten a ticket, that's what a project would have been for whoever that is representing my party.
Let me simplify this question. Who funded your campaign? Was it you, or do you have a godfather who was doing that for you?
My campaign team. I have a campaign team. Yeah, we had a fundraising as well.
And did you have someone's stomach infrastructure, or did you actually, was there stomach infrastructure?
Did you give people
gifts? I was concentrating more on bringing solutions to the table for the people.
Okay.
So if you look at my campaign, I look at things I did, like I said now, 16 bowls. We built a hostel for the NYSC. Build a laboratory, a library.
Hostel for the NYSC. Clap. I know what we went through as
let me let you come in.
So your businesses, you are on top. You are like the CEO. You're in charge, and I know that businessmen do meetings from one meeting to the other. Anytime you call them, they're always doing meetings. So how do you intend to manage your numerous successful businesses and the portfolio you have carried?
First of all, I've always been a very restless person when it comes to business. If I achieve one thing, I want to move on to the another.
Okay.
But apart from that, I can tell you that I have strong, reliable staff, who are holding fort for me. Even during the times of my campaign, they give me no reason to look back. My businesses are functioning regardless of my presence.
There's a system in place.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your relationship with Governor Ajimobi. In the last few months, he hasn't been so popular in Oyo State. There's been issue of, when he lost his bid to get into Senate, people were saying, it's because of what he did to IFLA, it's because of XYZ, was that a constituted authority. They started listing out all the issues they had with Governor Ajimobi. But he's somewhat been somebody that has a good relationship with you, and you seem to have a different view of this man we have somewhat demonized because of the things he's done. So tell us about this Governor Ajimobi, what we don't know about him.
Yeah, he's a fantastic man, trust me. He's a fantastic man.
He's arrogant?
You know, to some extent, to some people, you know, it depends on what you call arrogance.
Okay.
You understand? But for me, I've enjoyed, you know, a good relationship with him, and I see him as a father. You know, he's somebody that, you know, I can say that he paved way, you know, for me in politics as well. So even if people are saying Ajumobi is bad, Ajumobi brought Shina Peller. You understand? He brought some people. Okay. He gave opportunity. And what people need to understand is somebody that focuses more on winning an election for the party. You understand? And that is where I can say maybe most of the problem originated from. When it feels like you have about 20 people vying for a seat, and is only one person that would win, you know, can deliver. So you have 19 people wasting their money, and he's calling all of you and telling you guys, you don't need to do this, step down for yourself and everything like that. And some people see him like, no, he's trying to, you know what I'm saying? So in life, look at, let's talk about even the prophets, you know, of God. Let's talk about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Let's talk about Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was crucified by his people. Muhammad was sent out of Mecca. So in life, you know, people can, you know, the election that happened for the governorship election, yes, people didn't want him anymore. Their decision. And the most important factor in politics is stakeholders management. And stakeholders are the people. So if they don't want you, so I believe that it's done so well.
Earlier, you mentioned that one of the reasons you wanted to go into politics was because the people of Okun to you are backward, and, you know, you also said that they had untapped resources and they were the food basket of Oyo State. With all said, wouldn't it have made more sense if you, for instance, try to rebrand farming, you know, and make it more industrialized in Okun, rather than becoming a lawmaker where you now have to focus on how bills are passed and not necessarily how they are enforced? So I don't know if you get what I'm
yeah, I know, I get what you're saying. You know, if past lawmakers, they have decided to overtax themselves, you know, with making the life of our people better, I believe that would have had a better country by now. Okay. You know, so apart from, yes, you know, the primary obligation of a lawmaker is to make law, to propose, you know, bills and all. But at the same time, you should be able to take it to yourself to give better life to your people. So by creating an enabling environment for business to thrive. Right. Like, for example, I've been a successful businessman. I decided because, I wanted to do something at home. Even a part of my business is I decided to even diversify into agriculture. Even before running for, you know, for my House of Rep thing, I decided to buy a land of about 500 acres, you understand, to go into farming. Because I see that from where I come from, we have a very fertile land, and yet 70% of our people are still engaged in small-scale farming. You don't have proper processing plants and all. These are things I want to do as a businessman.
As an investor, you could have without getting in politics.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like killing. So it's like killing two birds with one stone.
Okay, so my question is, I know that a lot of people are thinking he's such a young person and successful. Really, what they would like to know is how did you do it? Because every day here we sit down and we hear people talk about it's impossible in Nigeria. The system does not allow for you to get to do business and sustain business. And here you are, you've done it, you're successful, and a lot of people, I'm sure, are looking to you to see, like, what tips and advice can you give someone starting right now in business?
Maybe the first thing is one should be committed to their calling, to your dream. If you dream anything can happen, it can, you know, for me. And I started from even when I was young. I remember that time in Ibadan. We used to even come to Lagos, come and buy clothes and sell to, like, you know, the older ones in our area in schools at that time.
Hustling.
From then,
so you can start small.
Yeah, so I started like that. I remember then going into the oil and gas sector. At first, we're just, you know, at Apapa there, buy few trucks and supply to people. So when you decide to want to supply, it gets to a stage probably maybe when they have an order from like Ibadan, and you buy from Lagos, renting another person's tanker. You get to Ibadan and the person says, oh, they don't need it, or you are late. Then something that they already agreed to sell, to buy at maybe at 97 naira. Then the person is saying that, no, they have another person that will buy at 94 naira. From there, I saw the reason to own my own tanker.
Right.
You understand? So from owning my own tanker,
So basically
then
very
I
resilient.
saw the reason for owning my own filling station. You know, from there. And
So you're a
from
businessman, they call you.
yeah,
Practically hustle there.
so from
You know
there,
what
I went
like what
into
you're
nightclub.
saying? Just quickly, no,
Yeah.
a lot of people, I thought we were going to just end with dream it and you can achieve it. That's what we hear, but to hear it, you know, being broken down like
Practically hustle.
this.
So if you're
Thank you.
hustling, buying things in the market, just stay at it, obviously. One day you can
understand? Yeah,
we'll come
don't
to your
create
business a
any
killer
limits yourself.
conglomerate because you do quite a bit of things. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View. Thanks for staying with us. Let me take one more comment from you, Regula.
So you, I see you as a very smart politician. You started with the ruling party, and then we had people who believed that they could come up with a third force. We want young people, the other political parties are not doing so well. They failed us over the years, and then they came with that third force, but they were not able to organize themselves. And this is you who just started and decided to go for the kill, for the jugular. I'm proud of you. But what advice would you give to young people tomorrow who will still want to, you know, go out there and help the country? Should they look through properly and go to the ruling party, or should they still come up with this third force thing?
First of all, I'll say that it is safer for you to join one of the two major parties. You know, not even only in Nigeria, even if you look at the United States, if you look at the United Kingdom, there's always, you know, these two major parties. Okay. And this is, you know, what I was saying, you know, a few months back about the young ones that just want to become a president overnight. This is Nigeria, a country with almost 200 million people. You know, I believe that is something that, you know, you should plan for. It cannot happen overnight. Even if the president signed a Not Too Young to Run bill in 2018, we cannot have a young president in 2019. You understand? We should be able to have a big plan. You understand? Create a bigger picture and, you know, plan for it. You know? So,
yeah, go ahead.
So for the third for us, it is still, you know, it is still doable at the level of maybe a House of Representatives. You understand? But yeah, I think so. Yeah, at that grassroots level, because you know, with House of Representatives, we are covering at least a lesser number of local governments. For example, I am representing 4 local governments.
You can manage that.
But when you are running for the position of a president, that is 774 local governments.
Wow.
You understand that you expect that you want to use a new party that doesn't have a structure that cuts across every nook and cranny of the country.
All right, let me, because I'm pretty excited about your state because your governor-elect is young. You're young. We're seeing a new breed of young leaders.
Yes.
What's your relationship with him, and how do you intend to work together? Because obviously you are different parties, and what we usually see is that clash. What's going to happen with both of you in different parties? How do you intend to work together?
Yeah, at first, you know, I was actually looking forward to having, you know, an all APC, you know, offices, you know, from the president, you know, because you already have an APC president, even the senator representing Oyo State, North Senatorial District of Oyo State, you know, is APC, and myself, I'm APC. I just feel that, you know, with the synergy, you know, within the 5 offices, I believe that it will bring more opportunities to develop the states. If
you can also create friends' interest.
But you understand, if, for example, if the president wants to spend an average amount of money, you know, on, for example, education, and you see all the states, the president doesn't spend anything without the state. You know, then that is when you start seeing every governor's, you know, trying to lobby and everything. I just see like an APC governor in a better position to lobby.
That's not what you have. So how do you intend to work with what you have?
Yeah, so but we met ourselves at that situation now, whether we like it or not. I'm a rep, you know, under Oyo State. So whether I like it or not, for the development of Oyo State, I have to work with the governor. You understand what I'm saying? So I do not have any problem working with the governor.
Hey, Jiro, sorry to keep you. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Please, go ahead.
Thank you for holding.
Hi, Shina.
Hello, my brother. How you doing?
Congratulations on your election.
Thank you.
This is Adriel, your fellow Ladukai.
Hey, Jiro.
Yes, I got you. Congrats on your election once again.
Thanks so much, bro.
Yes, I have to say, first and foremost, I've known Shina for a long time. I'm not surprised with what he's doing today. He's a great guy, he's a short guy, and I believe you'll do well in the
Fantastic.
House.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we're going to come to the audience. I have one question from the audience. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, sir. Earlier on, you said you did not have to spend what you don't want to spend.
Yeah.
How did you come about that? Because there are times after planning, you go out of the planning. So how can you advise us to be able to stick to that?
It is very important to have a budget in whatever that you're doing. You know, budget planning is like the most important factor, you know, when you want to do anything. So I think you should try as much as possible to stay, you know, within your budget. And I think that's just it.
I have a follow-up question for that. So, like now, we have the supplementary elections coming in. You've done your budget. Do you, maybe you may know, does that mean that someone who has spent money will have to, of course, spend money again? So what happens to that budget? So you're spending where?
No, but that's unfortunately is the situation. Right. You know, that brought that brought up. For example, even myself. You did
they cancelled the elections, so you're already spending.
Okay, good. Even apart from that, even my business, I had to shut down Quilocks a day before elections. And we did that before election was postponed. Okay. So after the postponed election, I had to do it again. You know, so.
So we have tweets. Andrew in Twitter is saying, I would have kind of liked to interview Shina Peller properly after he has served 4 years. And we'll see if he has shown us that he's worth it. And
okay, let me take this call from Barakat. Are you there?
Yes, good morning.
Go ahead, please.
I want to contribute to the topic.
Go ahead. Okay.
I know Rocha Sokorocha of Imo State as a philanthropy and not a politician. Then we had so many good stories about him. Then when he joined the politics, we did not hear any good stories about him again.
That is Charles
Okorocha. So I want to ask the gentleman, you can help without necessarily going into politics. You can touch people's life without, even when they go into that politics, we don't have the good story. Please, what can you tell us about that?
Thank you very much, Barakat. Fantastic. Yep.
First of all, you cannot judge me with Charles Okorocha. You know, we are two different people. We are two different people. And I can say, you can't see anything now until after 4 years. 4 years. So I think you should just keep our fingers crossed.
Bring it back 4 years.
Bring me back after 4 years. And see
let me talk about shutting down Quilocks during Ramadan. I mean, we're going to go to your religion, to the fact that you're a staunch Muslim, and you believe in sadaqah, you believe in you zakat, you always give out things, and how that affects and even influences your business. Tell us about that, because that's pretty inspiring for a lot of people who, you say you run an 11-month business, you don't do 12 months. Why is that?
First of all, I see that business as a business that needs a time off. Okay. You know, so that at least that time we can be able to go back to our drawing boards. You know, look at what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, what we want to improve on, and also give the business some sort of new face. You know, so and I decided to choose, you know, it's just a personal thing for me. I just decided to choose Ramadan as a month.
Is it because, you know, it's a holy month and you cannot
but that, because that would be unfair on the part of the Christians. You know, my customers are Christians. But for me, I saw the reason to choose Ramadan as the month to take as start off.
Yes. Yeah, so Quilocks, there have been a few stories that, you know, recently we heard EFCC sort of bombarded your place.
Can I pause you for a second? I have a call from the UK. I have a call from the UK. I don't want to lose this call because it's a long distance.
Let's get there.
Thank you, Super K. Are you there? Thanks for calling.
Hello.
Super K, go ahead, please.
I can call him from London.
Yes.
Forgive me to play catch up here. Shina, is it State Assembly or House of Reps?
House of Reps.
House of Reps. Congratulations again, big brother. First, I wanted to say that I admire you for one thing. Despite your creativity and what you have done to your locals in Lagos, we've used the facility and all that, you went back to Okun. Am I right? In Oyo State. That was very encouraging. You did not stay and put your leg or stick your foot in Lagos politics, but you went back to Okun. It shows your intention or goodwill to help, just like you said, that a lot of things were wrong in Okun. Now, we will call it in Yoruba. There's a phrase in Yoruba that will say that, but I will also say that please always remember who you are. Yeah. Because the challenge before you now is the politics you are into. You've always been an entrepreneur, a businessman. We've always admired you as a young businessman. Now you are into politics. Please always do things according to your conscience, and God will be with you.
Thank you. Fantastic, sir. Well done. Okay.
So, Mariam was saying
I was saying something. I don't know. We have heard of stories in the papers of EFCC coming to Quilox to arrest people that have been suspected for different sorts of crime, and to be,
your customers.
Your customers, not your workers, but your customers. Even if they got to the parking lot, I think is where they got to, to get them and their cars. How does that make you feel, especially as you're going into politics, that this is something that can be associated with you, that maybe you have the sort of people that come to your business? Eh?
He has already been elected.
I know, but now people are seeing him differently. Right. People are going to be looking, a lot of people, more people are watching you now, seeing that you are a politician. They will now be putting the truth, you own a club. Bam. And these are the stories that they've heard about this club.
Then
and the
first
customers.
Of all, that is a wrong story. Okay. Because I don't think there's any time that EFCC has been to Quilox to arrest anybody. No. Maybe another club. Maybe you're talking about Club 57 or something. Not Quilox. That's one. Then two, it's a business. Especially a business that is open to the general public. So there is a limit. I can't stop.
People from coming in.
We can't discriminate people. Right. You understand, from coming into the club.
Let me take this call from Olabi. Olabi, are you there from Egbeda?
Hello, good morning, Mariah.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, Aquila.
My brother.
Yeah, I really appreciate you. And congrats on your winning ticket. I want to ask you a question, just a simple question. Do you have a moment of that, okay, you take up a young entrepreneurship as well, because I'm striving so hard to just be an entrepreneurship, and maybe you can introduce more business, like young people to come up, even with a little skill.
Okay. Are you mentoring people into
entrepreneurship? Yeah, definitely, I'm doing that. I do that to a lot of people, and even in my town now, there's something called Shina Empowerment Program, that we're just setting up now. And it's something that has never been done before, in terms of having a legislator representing people from my town. I have 4 local governments, and I've decided to have an office in each of these local governments, so for people to be able to have access to me. And what I've done already is I have engaged the service of 21 young guys, that are from my constituency. And I made sure that everybody that I engage the service to represent a zone lives in that zone, and they know the problems affecting that zone. Yeah, we have some women there as well. So I think I have about two female. In that,
Out of 21.
Do the work.
Just,
but...
Let me take okay, there's this tweet, because Quilox is a big business.
I'm going to break. Sorry, okay. I'm going to come back and take the tweet. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Everybody's focusing on Quilox.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thank you for staying with us. So we're going to take a tweet here.
Yes, so apparently Quilox is a big business that is amazing people. So Clairvoyant is saying on Twitter, hey guys, good work you're doing. Kindly ask Shina Peller what he did for a living that gave him the huge capital to set up Quilox and maintain the expensive lifestyle.
I think he told us.
He said it, but I think some people still question.
Okay, like you know, I said something before. You know what I was doing before then. Probably maybe just wanted to want me to talk about Quilocks, the nightlife thing.
Yeah.
My first experience in nightlife was like a rescue mission. And so there's this club called Grotto. You know, it used to be on Etimiyang in VI. So I had a partnership with the owner of Grotto at that time. And maybe after I went into the business picked up and the partnership got sour. And I decided to do my own thing. And when I was going to do my own thing, because I never thought of even owning a club, it has never been, part of my plan. But I can say that I got that interest from Grotto. Okay. But when the partnership at Grotto got sour and I we dissolved the partnership, then I saw the reason why to do my own thing. Right. And at that time, truly, I didn't have a plan to do something as big as Quilocks. I just wanted to join. Yeah, I just wanted to do something. But there's one thing that I'd like to do. They say, what is worth doing at all is worth doing well. So the first thing I did that time was I think I tried to Google the 10 best nightclubs in the world. And I decided to travel. So to just see how nightclub, yeah, by the time I go back to Nigeria, my perception about nightclub had changed.
Also, you're not from a poor background. There's money in the family.
So from there, loans, I had to. I remember before I did Quilocks, I sold from my oil and gas business, I sold 28 trucks in one day when I was building Quilocks. I sold 2 filling stations. And apart from even getting a loan from Heritage Bank then, so I was able to.
So we can trace it. We can trace it. Like all those people just look up one money and they have it.
You see why I took it?
Please let me come to the audience. Let me take one more question. Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah. My question actually, even though you preempted it, but I still have to ask it. Given that you are from a different political party from your governor, will it be out of place if you reach out to him so you can work in harmony for the good of your people? That's number one. Then the second thing is that, given that it is very obvious that successively we have had less women representatives or representation in the House of Reps, in your honor, are you planning to do anything to aid their cause so that we have more women in the House of Reps?
Oh, bless you. If you aid my cause,
the first question was about Oyo State. Yeah. I said it before, that I'll make sure that I do everything possible to work with the incoming governor, the governor-elect, for the state. He's someone that I admire myself, and if taking the state to the next level is my plan, then I have to work with the governor. We'll work together.
Yeah.
And about giving women opportunity, maybe let me just tell you something around the slogan around my campaign. It's called Shina. So, and the acronym has, every word there has a meaning. So the S for security, H for healthcare, I for infrastructural development, N for natural resources, A for academic development, A for agriculture, Y for youth empowerment, and O is opportunity for women. So I try as much as possible to encourage women to go into politics. Even this just concluded House of Assembly during primaries, when we were having at the at the primary level, before getting people ready to go into the primaries. My local government, and I'm from Iseyin local government, and there's another local government called Itesiwaju. We share one House of Assembly, and Iseyin has more people than compared to Itesiwaju. So if we're going into an election, we'll try as much as possible to want to field somebody from Iseyin. So because if you feel someone from Iseyin, then it means because they say something about Iseyin people that they always want to vote for their own. So if another party chooses somebody from Iseyin and you choose another person from a local government with lesser people, then you're at a risk of losing that election. So even at that time, we were thinking of just fielding one person from Iseyin. So
I can't let you complete that story. I have to run over.
No, let me complete it. So what I've done is, even at that time, they had 2 people, they had 2 guys and a girl, and they wanted to shortlist them to 2 people. So I was one that insisted that they should put the girl on it, the female on it, so that at least they can encourage you know, female to go into politics.
All right, right now, Munchit is sending us gifts for our audience. Please give a clap to Munchit. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Munchit.
Yeah. We have to round up, but I need to throw in the angle of your wife, Ayobola. She's a chartered accountant. Yeah. And you get lots of, we don't hear much about her, but we know she's a strong woman because to have a husband like you,
there's no success
behind every strong woman. How do you manage people who are attracted to you, women, and even how do you manage that environment? The club, the guy, the big boy, everybody wants Shina Peller, Shina Peller. How do you handle that Shina Peller attraction?
I manage it one way or the other, you know. My wife is, she's my best friend. Yes. And, you know, we've been together for at least about 22 years.
That's beautiful.
So I can say there's nothing new that she has not, she has not dealt with. So it's, you know, she's a strong woman and she's my best friend. So,
thank you very much, sir. We have to run up there. All right, so that's all we can take on the show. Hope you enjoy. I want to thank Cream Slices for our cake. Thank you so much, Cream Slices. And Munchit for the Munchit snacks you have right now. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.